What's going on? What's going on? What's going on, guys? If you don't know who I am, my name is Dante. I am a full-time hustler, man. I have all kinds of side hustles that end up being my full-time income. And I haven't had a job in a hot minute. I pretty much use a few apps to make some money. And of course, I have my reseller business as well. But in this video, I'm going to tell you 5 apps that you guys can use to be out here like I am on this beautiful cruise ship to make some extra cash if you already have a job, or if you don't have a job at all. These apps are going to help you make some great income. I'm talking about up to $100,000 a year and possibly more. It just all depends on how much work you want to put in order to get the funds that you want to get. I use these apps almost every week. It just kind of depends. I may use one app more than the other sometimes, and I'll break all that down for you in the video, which apps I use the most to make the most money. But sometimes you're gonna have to find like your own strategies when it comes to multi-apping and learning these apps, because it took me a while to learn the strategies in order to make as much money as I do off these apps. So in this video, I'm going to talk about 5 apps. Obviously, there's many apps that people use besides these 5 apps that I'm going to talk about, but these are the apps that I use. And like I said, I feel like for the time that I put in every day, it's worth it. And also, it's about making money, man. And that's the name of the game. So 5 apps. The first app I'm going to talk about is going to be an app called Roadie. If you've seen the last few videos on the channel, you've seen me actually go out and do some Roadie orders. And anytime I do the Roadie thing, I make around $150 in a few hours period. I have learned that between 10 and 1, which orders drop. And normally if you take Walmart orders, they're the best. I like taking airport orders too, because you can find an airport order that can pay you like $50 a gig. And we're talking about like $50 worth an hour's worth of work. Easily. I'm talking about easily. And sometimes when you're doing these Walmart orders, you're going to work for like 2 hours. But again, you're going to make at least around 40 to 50 to $60 every time you touch a Walmart gig. So you can just imagine if you're picking up 40 and $50 gigs at a time and you run 4 or 5 gigs a day, you're sitting at around $200 just for that day. And again, you can knock all this out in a few hours. And then once you're done with that, because the most Roadie orders, they stop around 5 o'clock or so, you'll pick up your best order around 5. And then it'll start dying down to where you can only pick up a few orders after that, because CVS may be offering orders for around $6 to $9 an order. And those are like 5 or 10 minute orders. So you can go pick up an order at CVS, go run it down the road for 10 minutes. I mean, it's very easy when you're dealing with the Roadie app. Sometimes there's a wait period to get on Roadie, but I still highly recommend you trying to download the app, because you can make a lot of money dealing with Roadie. Now, the second and third app I'm going to talk about together, just because they're very similar apps, and that's going to be DoorDash and Grubhub. Those 2 apps, you can make some good money. Before I discovered Roadie, all I was doing was door dashing, and then I discovered Grubhub right after. And I realized that you can make more money on Grubhub than you could on DoorDash, but you're going to get way more orders on DoorDash than you would on Grubhub. Now, if you start doing Grubhub during like the prime hours, and that's usually around 4 through 6, and at nighttime it's like 9 through 11 or something like that. If you're doing like the busiest hours, you're gonna make money, man. I was making around $30 an hour when I was doing Grubhub, around $20 an hour when I was doing DoorDash. So that's like the biggest difference between the 2 apps. I was getting way more orders on DoorDash, but the pay would be higher on Grubhub. And again, those are just apps where you can do the job by the order. You can look at the order, and if you want to accept it, you can accept it. If you don't want to do the order, you can decline it. Accept all the orders that you want and decline all the orders that you want. It really doesn't matter. In the beginning, I was just accepting orders just because I didn't want to have like a bad rating by not accepting the most orders, because they encourage you to get above a certain percentage in acceptance. But then I learned it kind of really didn't matter, man. I was basically an all-star for DoorDash, and my orders really didn't seem like they were better than when I was just a regular driver for DoorDash. So I really stopped going as hard for DoorDash and just kind of like multi-app. So now I may pull up my Roadie app, pull up the DoorDash app, and pull up the Grubhub app all at the same time. And then I pick and choose which orders I'm going to do for the day. And that's how I maximize my money. And also, another app that I use, and this app probably makes me the most money currently today, that's going to be eBay. Yes, you guys know I'm a reseller at heart. I like flipping stuff, going to Goodwill, going to Walmart, going to any store really. And if they sell items, I like walking in, seeing if I can find an item for $5 or less, and then flip that item to resell it for around $50 or more. And people, when I tell you like this is the most profitable business, this is the most profitable business. I don't know if you guys know, but there's a lot of YouTubers who do this. Like a lot of YouTubers became famous because of reselling. Some do drop shipping, some do other strategies when it comes to reselling, but reselling is where it's at. I don't have time to break it down all the strategies in this video, but I'm telling you, reselling, that's definitely going to be something I advocate for when people don't have any money. I started with $30,000 and I turned that $30,000 to over $300,000. So editing this video and I said $30,000 into $30,000. I turned $30 into $30,000. So let me reiterate that. It was $30 that I started out with. And that is not a lie. Like I literally, I'm debt free because of reselling and reselling alone. Like I was in debt, turned that $30 into, I was like $30,000 in debt. So basically I cleaned that up in like a year. And that was all for me going to Goodwills and Walmart's, hitting up Walmart clearance aisles, buying items, putting them on eBay, and then reselling them. And another app that I use is going to be Amazon. Amazon app, it's the same thing. It's another reseller app. You buy items and you can sell it on Amazon. What I personally do is I go scan items, and if I see that it will sell on Amazon, I just send them into Amazon. I'll wait till I have a bunch of items saved up. Then I'll send that whole box into Amazon, and then Amazon will sell the item for me. They'll handle the marketing. They'll put me in their buy box. They'll do everything that they can to get the item sold for me, as long as I don't have a ridiculous, crazy price on it. And they also have things where like repricers, where they'll reprice the item for you. And again, I will break that all down in another video. If you want me to, just let me know in the comment section. But Amazon was the most profitable business that I had in the first few years. I don't sell as much on Amazon just because, I'm not gonna lie, I've kind of gotten lazy in my reseller life. I kind of just resell probably like 20 hours a week. I'll put in reselling because that's all it takes, man. If I want to make like $60,000-$70,000 a year, I know that I need to put in about 20 hours a week in reselling and reselling alone. Now, I do other things in my week. Like I said, mostly I do the Roadie app. Sometimes I'll do DoorDash. Every once in a while, I'll do Grubhub. There are apps out there called Spark where you can go shopping for other people. You can do the same thing with DoorDash and Grubhub too. There is another app called Amazon Flex where basically you're going to pick up Amazon orders. And this is also the time of the year where UPS is about to start hiring at $23 an hour plus mileage. It's like 67 cents a mile or something like that. Last year I did that UPS thing and I made $10,000 in like a few weeks. So this year, as soon as the job gets posted, I'm gonna let you guys know, but I'm also gonna apply just to see if I can make $20,000 before the end of the year. And that's gonna be my goal. I think I can do it because I know how much money I made last year with UPS. And I also know that I didn't go as hard as I probably could have. So hopefully I can do that this year. But this was 5 apps that I use on a regular basis to make about $100,000 a year. This is all the apps I use. I don't use more than that. There are many other apps out there that you can use, like Shipped, where you can go pick up orders and deliver orders for people that I was doing research and I was going to do. But when it comes to making money, man, there's survey apps that you can go out there and you can look at, and all you have to do is just take surveys all day and you can make a little bit of change. You won't make as much money, but hey, those 10 and 20 little dollars come in handy. I also use the Get Upside app, and everybody knows that's just a gas app. You go to a gas station, you fill up your car, and then after you fill up your car, they give you money just for going to the gas station that they suggested. They'll give you a bunch of gas stations to suggest, and they'll give you anywhere between 2 and 30 something cent back a gallon. If you could look at my app right here, I do this every time I get gas, and I cash out every month or every 2 or 3 months or when I'm about to go on vacation. Why not get the Upside app if you are already using gas? So if you have a card and you don't have the Get Upside app, I highly recommend that you download the app. use my code because you'll get an extra 15 cents off a gallon, and I'll get like 5 cents off a gallon or something. I'm sure they'll give me something. But hey, I'm telling you, if you want extra cash and you're getting gas already, you might as well use the Get Upside app. But anyways, as you can see, the sun has officially risen on my balcony on this cruise, and I'm having a blast. Stay tuned for some videos because I went shopping in Aruba and I actually went thrifting, and it was kind of crazy. So make sure that you check that video out. That should be coming out next week. And hopefully this video can come out today because I want my videos to come out consistently, and I don't know how I'm going to be able to upload and how long the upload time is going to be for this one. But anyways, hopefully it comes out on time. And if not, regardless, make sure that you bless somebody today because I promise you I'm going to bless somebody tomorrow. And I'm telling you guys, man, if you want an extra side hustle, download one of these apps. You won't regret it. You're going to make some extra cash, and you might even quit your job like I did and be out here on the cruise ship. But I'll see you guys in the next video. Talk to you later.